Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Chatting in My Closet. I can't believe it's already May. It's already May and it's already like the 23rd episode, which means I've been doing this Chatting in My Closet series for close to 2 years now, which is, I mean, that's crazy. But anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. Today's topic is actually going to be exploring the stigma around luxury enthusiasm. For those of you tuning in for the first time, hi, I'm Katie. I like to do these luxury fashion videos here on YouTube. I share hauls and reviews, but at the end of the day, I share my journey so we can all mindfully curate our own collections. If you like what you're seeing, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and leave a comment down below with your thoughts on this topic. Chatting in My Closet series thrives on all of your input and building upon each other's opinions, so I really look forward to reading your thoughts in the comments down below. The one other disclaimer I wanted to start off with before we jump into the video is just the lighting situation. The sun just wants to play a little bit more hide and seek today than usual, so if you see it kind of panning in and out, that's why. I'll do my best in post to adjust the lighting, but I can't control Mother Nature that much. And for those of you who may not be familiar with my Chatting in My Closet series, it is an ongoing series on my channel where I share my candid and open thoughts about a particular fashion-related topic, and then I open the floor to all of you to share your thoughts in the comment section down below. So definitely let me know your thoughts. I feel like this is a pretty interesting topic. Okay, so I also want to share a little bit more around what got me thinking about this topic in particular. I know stereotypes are based on gross generalizations, assumptions, and they're not 100% always true. But the other day I started wondering, like, why does it seem like liking luxury almost immediately gets associated with being materialistic, being really shallow, sometimes even being irresponsible? There are other areas of enthusiasm, you know, like wine enthusiasts or even sports enthusiasts, that I feel like don't automatically come with that harsh judgment. They still can, of course, but you know, like the immediate association, I feel like it doesn't always get there for some of the other areas that people can express a lot of interest in. Like, I really started wondering why loving luxury really comes with that kind of judgment, that kind of stigma perhaps. And I also understand that by definition, luxury is, you know, not a necessity. So I get that it's extra and I get that it's not life critical, right? But I don't think loving luxury or perhaps having expensive taste in things necessarily should be thought of as like such a bad thing or get so immediately associated with those kinds of negative characteristics, right? I don't think that having that kind of preference in items that you use in your daily life automatically means that you are like really materialistic or vain or shallow. I think it just sheds light on your particular interest in design, in an aesthetic, in you know, in an art form even. I'm sure those stereotypical nasty people exist, okay? Like, I don't think I'm not saying I'm not saying they don't. I'm sure they do. And maybe it's just, you know, the few bad apples that are ruining it for everybody. But, you know, there's like you and me, and I hope I don't come off as like being overly materialistic, super shallow, only care about, you know, looks and brand names and things like that. Like, you know, there's us. There are people like us as well, where I don't think we are irresponsible or vain, really. So yeah, I was just trying to figure out like where this association comes from, right? Like where this negative connotation comes from. Yeah, I just, you know, and I get it, like luxury items come with a higher price tag, and like I said, they're not necessarily life critical things. You don't have to get a Chanel handbag. You can get another bag because it serves that same functional purpose. And so I get it. It might not be something that somebody wants to spend that much money on, but the fact that, and the act of someone choosing to spend their own money on a Chanel bag versus or non-designer, non-luxury bag, doesn't make that person any worse than the person who's getting the regular bag, right? The irresponsible aspect can come through, and I think would be concerning if, you know, someone is not really able to afford it, but is, you know, really like stretching the limits or overextending themselves just to have the item. Like that can be concerning. Like if I had friends or if I knew people who were actively doing that, like I feel like I would want to say something or try to help them realize that it's not sensible to do that. And I was trying to get to like maybe potentially one of the root causes around that. And after some thinking, and I was talking about it with my partner as well, but just I've landed at, I think it's really around the lack of experience. And I don't mean experience in owning those luxury items, but more around the experience of interacting with and maybe having relationships with people who partake in or enjoy those luxury items. Because having those kinds of experiences with those people who don't fit that stereotype that they've drawn out in their head can really give them, like, can really provide more, you know, data points almost on what somebody who loves luxury could look like, right? It's not just that image that maybe you see on TV or see in shows or see online or see dramatized, you know. You can kind of see the diversity of people, you know, the nasty people to the not so nasty people. I think that's part of the reason why I also really like doing my YouTube channel, and really try to keep the content realistic, or what's realistic for me, because I want to be able to show the different elements. You know, there are the people who have a super yacht and, you know, can buy almost everything from every collection, and the new Chanel handbag just feels like pennies, right? Like I'm sure there are those people, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that by any means, but I want to be able to share some more, add to that spectrum of what it means to be a luxury lover. Doesn't mean you're shopping every single collection. It doesn't mean that every video has to be a luxury haul or a massive haul in some way. You may have noticed, especially this year, I feel like the number of hauls have reduced a bit on my channel. I see the impact on my views, to be honest. That's not sustainable. I can't shop that much all the time, and it depends on the items that I do get. Sometimes I need to take a little break so that I can save the funds to be able to splurge. That's being able to show more across the spectrum of people who might be interested in the same thing. And loving luxury can look different for different people, and that's okay. And I feel like that's something that should be really celebrated, and it shouldn't be something that comes with so much judgment. You know, it just makes me sad when I think about that kind of harsh judgment coming onto people because of something they like. Merely looking at the price tags, maybe that's why luxury gets a particularly bad rap, but you know, that's not to say other hobbies or other interest areas don't cost a lot, or people don't end up spending a lot of money on those things. It can almost happen anywhere, you know, even like working out or running, even, like, you know, it can happen in any sort of niche. So it shouldn't be so harsh. I just feel like it shouldn't be so harsh. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you've experienced that kind of judgment, or maybe it wasn't so direct, but maybe you felt it in other ways. First of all, I'm really sorry if you did experience that, but let me know how you addressed it as well. But also, you know, if you experienced that and you overcame it, then let me know in the comments down below as well, because I feel like those could be really good tips for other people who might be experiencing the same kind of thing. But yeah, those are some of my initial thoughts on this interesting topic of the stigma around luxury. I'm still struggling with this topic, to be honest. I feel like it's not fully explored. I'm not super happy with where I concluded in a way. So I'm really looking forward to hearing more of your thoughts as well, because I think that can help round out some more of my thinking and add some additional perspective. Like, I feel like experience is one part of it, but I feel like there might be more to it, you know? If you have any other questions, feel free to leave them down below or head on over to Instagram and I'd be happy to help however I can. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate all of your feedback and support. If you like this kind of content and you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I post new fashion related videos every Sunday and Wednesday. So until next time, bye!